Welcome to WKYT News at 5:30. I'm Mariah Congito in for Amber Philpott.
Good evening. I'm Bill Bryant. So good to have you along. Communities across our area are facing a similar problem, a severe shortage of affordable housing options.
WKYT's Alyssa Williams went to Madison County where the Richmond City Commission looked at possible solutions. It's our top story at 5:30.
Affordable housing is an issue being seen across the nation, and those who work with the unhoused community say this is no exception for the City of Richmond.
The things that we face when the residents come through Madison Home Emergency Shelter is that affordable housing is just not available for them.
This was one of the main talking points of Thursday's workshop at Richmond City Hall, a conversation that involved city leaders and board members with Madison Home, Madison County's only homeless shelter. Those with Madison Home expressed a need for more transitional housing and long-term affordable housing for their residents.
One of the things that we wanted to do today was dispel the myth of how people end up unhoused, and that with everything becoming more expensive, people are just that much closer to missing their rent.
As for the city's current affordable housing option, Madison Avenue Apartments, those involved in the apartment's renovations proposed a 5-year tax abatement.
We'll lose some income while we're doing the renovation, and so we're just asking that the city help us out over the next 5 years, and then after 5 years they could reassess the value.
Richmond Mayor Robert Blythe says by providing an open dialogue for people to express their ideas, they're one step closer to creating those affordable housing options.
There are people who want to participate in trying to alleviate this horrible housing situation we have in our country, we have in our community.
In Madison County, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
And those who are part of the Madison Avenue repair say that they will approach the county with their tax abatement proposal, and if that's approved, it will help them save money while working on the apartments, which could impact the renovation process as a whole.